More price drops might be coming. Intel's GPU is now here, and get your first look at AMD's brand new CPU. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast. And I just want to thank everybody who showed up for meme review yesterday over on Twitch. We had a grand old time, even though Reece got load shedded and had to depart from us. It was good. So make sure to get your tech memes submitted over on our subreddit so that we can review them live next week. And now we're going to jump on into the top story today, which is about graphics card pricing continuing to plummet. There are new outlets citing sources behind the scenes that are indicating that the price drops on graphics cards are not done, especially with the imminent release of the RTX 40 series and the RX 7000 series. The reports are indicating that Nvidia and AMD both have excessive amounts of stock and need to continue to drop prices in order to make sure inventory levels go even lower. And on top of that, both Nvidia and AMD will take more aggressive actions to reduce the price of graphics cards, but Nvidia will cut prices more than AMD, which is especially surprising considering the fact that Nvidia has cut pricing significantly already, to the tune of being nearly 50% on some of the cards like the RTX 3090 Ti. How we talked about in the last week's episode of Hot News, you could get a 3090 Ti for $1,149, which is a significant downturn over what it currently is. So the general sentiment is that, from what I've been reading, Nvidia actually might be pushing back the launch of the lower end 40 series cards, so anything 4080 or below, and all of the higher end cards like the RTX 4090, 4090 Ti, or 4080 Ti, depending on how they're going to launch it, will be coming out this year. Even if the 4080 gets announced, it's going to be pushed till next year because you guys aren't buying enough graphics cards. How dare you not continue to pay an inflated price on a product that has been out for several years while there's an anticipated launch of a new product that's supposed to be really good, and you're not going to buy it right now? How could you? Did you learn to be patient over the last 2 years? You're hurting Nvidia's money. Obviously, this is speculation. Don't necessarily hold off on buying a GPU if you need one because you think the price might drop. It might end up just continuing to stay the same, or Nvidia might put the incentives in different places, like offering game bundles, which might not be to your bequest to actually want to have them. That's not the right word to use there, but I'm gonna stay with it anyways. My stance at this point, whenever we're in like this intermediary, there's new stuff coming out and the old stuff's still here and it's pretty good, my suggestion is, if you're happy with your system, just continue to wait. If you need a computer, just buy it, and then yes, something better always comes out. There's always something new launching, and just get what's best for you right now. And if something else is better, well, then you could sell what you have and get that. It's like, it's tough. There's never a perfect time to buy and build computers. So just do what you need to do. And if your computer is making you happy, then keep it. If it's not, then get rid of it. That's computer advice. That is not life relationship advice, because if it was, I would have gotten rid of Reece a long time ago. But in case you want a new GPU, brand new GPU just came out, just launched, nothing else is going to replace it anytime soon. Intel's Arc A380 is now being sold in the United States over on Newegg. The ASRock Challenger Mini ITX version is capable of being back ordered right now, limit 2 per customer, with an anticipated ship date of this coming Monday, but you could get it for $140 in case you want to check it out. It's supposed to be a lower end card competing with something like the RX 6400 or the GTX 1650, kind of winning and losing to both of those cards when it comes to video games, but then being slightly better when it comes to things like video encoding. It might be a good GPU for you, it might be a bad one, but it's going to be available. You know what's available right now? Cryptostonks. Let's get into it, but I will warn you, we've got a new member of the Cryptostonks family. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but Bitcoin, slightly rough day, down 2.5% to be at 23,277. Ethereum down 2.2% as well to be at 1833, and Dogecoin's down 3.6% to be at 8.1 cents. Now let me cordially introduce you to the brand new member of the Meme Stonks community, and that is BBBY, or Bed Bath & Beyond. They are the latest great short, big, old honkin' surge bankrupt company that the internet decided, you know what? we're just gonna buy it because it's funny, even though there's no core fundamental reason to actually own this business. We're gonna make money on it anyway. So you can see Bed Bath & Beyond is up 26% on the day. Over the last 5 days, it's up even more than that. It was down to $11. Now it's over 26, and it's about 5 times what it was just back in July at only $5. It's not anywhere near its all-time high, but it is considerably surging at the moment for the reasons that, as far as I can see, are very similar to what they were back when GameStop surged, which is the fact that there's a lot of shorts being placed on it. The internet wants to mess with people who think they can make money off of dying businesses, and thereby money to be made. No financial advice, just observations. I'm not going to tell you whether or not to pick it up, but it does appear to be the latest haha funny meme stonk. We'll continue to watch it as it continues to mess around. And I'm going to mess around with Reece. That didn't come out right, but whatever. Reece, what you got for the UFD deals?
You just had to mention load shedding, didn't you, Brett? You caused that. Hey everyone, welcome back to UFD Deals, where we bring you the hottest tech deals out on the internet. Starting strong today with the Acer XG270HU, a 27-inch 1440p 144Hz monitor, going for only $199.99, which is currently $170 or 46% off. And then we have the Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120 SE ARGBU CPU air cooler, going for only $37.72, which is 30% off. This thing has the coolest name, you have to admit. And just remember, you can find all these deals and more linked in the video description. But what I really want to know is, Brett, did you find your PSP?
I will say that is defamatory and libel, Reece. I don't think you should be coming at me with such accusations, but somebody's coming at Linux and trying to make it better for everybody, because they've actually been modifying things to get Microsoft's Xbox Adaptive Controller support to come over to Linux. This is a controller that I've actually picked up for my son because it has giant buttons. It's actually really easy to map things. It's really good for anybody who doesn't have good fine motor control. I love this controller. I love what Microsoft's doing with this. And now there's a developer who's working on getting it working in Linux to make it more accessible to everybody. Gaming for everybody everywhere. It's good stuff. You love to see it. Thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, Coder, to make it all of this go in cross compatibility, which there might be some cross compatibility when it comes to PlayStation games being on PC. We've been seeing Sony actually release a bunch of their PlayStation games on PC, such as Spider-Man, God of War, Uncharted still needs to come out, Horizon Zero Dawn, but being found in the code for Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered, they're finding that there's references to a game launcher that's for PlayStation games, making it part of like the PlayStation Network integration. So potentially adding a new launcher onto the set of games. Currently, most PlayStation games are being sold on both Steam and Epic Games launchers so that you can get them wherever you want. It's not quite clear if Sony has abandoned this, if Sony is going to pursue it in the future and it's going to be exclusive to their launcher, or if they're going to pursue it, but you'll be able to get it on their launcher, on Steam, or wherever. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I'm just continuously in favor of more PlayStation games coming to PC. It makes me happy. Also, what makes me happy this week is the Ford F-150 Lightning. Kyler, haven't I been enjoying the Lightning?
What?
Don't I enjoy the F-150 Lightning?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you think? Is it up for debate?
The baby?
And people who already own it might be a little bit more fans, because Electrify America is bringing out some free charging to F-150 Lightning owners, getting 250 kilowatt hours of free charging, which is roughly 3 full charges on the standard range model. This does not include the pro customers, and it's not like a lifetime charging membership. It's just to give people a taste of what I have gathered are chargers that half work, or if there's like 8 stalls, one of them's working. Electrify America, as far as I've heard, has not been a great experience. I don't have one local to me, but the one I do have local is EV Go, and that didn't work at all. That sucked. That was a bad experience when I was testing out the Key EV6. We need better charging infrastructure, which Tesla, honestly, like that's one of the biggest advantages that I think they have when it comes to EVs right now, is the fact that I've only ever had like 1 or 2 stalls not work, and if it was 1 or 2 stalls not working, the rest actually still worked, and then they were repaired quite quickly. Tesla actually seems to have the supercharging network on point, whereas for everybody else, they got to fend for themselves. And if you're trying to fend off that urge impulse to buy PCs right now because you're waiting for Ryzen 7000, well, we've got more news on why potentially there's a delay on the shipment of Ryzen 7000. We are getting the announcement this coming August 29th. AMD is going to be presenting that, but the reports are that AMD had to push back the shipping date until September 27th, something like that, because now the reports are coming out, there are BIOS issues that they're having to work out when it comes to the new chip, which is actually pretty reminiscent of the original launch of Ryzen because it was a brand new platform. Ryzen 7000 is looking to be like a monumental shift. We have new socket, we have new RAM compatibility. There's got to be a lot that has to be worked out, and so AMD is having to postpone it a little bit. But in case you want to take a look at what one of these bad boys looks like, we now have a qualification sample of the Ryzen 7 7700X being pictured over on Twitter. You can see that this is definitely a very different chip than the current Ryzen CPUs that you're used to seeing. It's going to be LGA, so you have the socket that's going to mount onto it. You have all of these SMDs exposed around the heatsink. I still, like, a lot of people have been complaining about this, but this is going to make a mess. If you put too much thermal paste here, it's going to squishy all over onto the sides, and then you're going to have to clean that up with a fine Q-tip or some like tweezers or something. It's going to be very difficult, but good looking chip. Good looking AMD getting stuff worked out, and I am gonna work over there. I'm gonna leave because hot news is over. I'll see you here for Friday's episode.